Ask yourself the damn question. Is winning the only thing to you?
Sports today are not just played on the field. They're played every day, online, all over the world, by sports fans just like you.
Don't you dare breathe. That won't get you anywhere. If you don't think you're a winner, you don't belong here.
The Star Fantasy League Show puts you in control of your own team. Find out who to sit, who to start, how to play, and have your daily fantasy sports questions answered with your host, Jonathan Sprung, and co-host SFL CEO Zach Stanley and Nick Steblenko. The Star Fantasy League Show is on the air now.
Hello and welcome to the Star Fantasy League Show here on 105.5 The Team in Rochester. I am your host, Jonathan Sprung, joined, as always, by the teddy bear to himself, Nick Steblenko.
Of course it's a beautiful day today, Jonald. Why wouldn't it be beautiful today and not yesterday when we were at Frontier Field?
Of course, the Red Wings were nice enough to invite us to their lovely home to have a nice media pass and be part of the working media. Can you believe that? Working media?
And apparently they invited us to take a shower as well.
Well,
an outdoor shower.
All 4,000 of the fans paying 4,000. There were like 20. There were 20 people there. 12, maybe.
At the beginning, that's because the game started at 5.
I found that really funny. They announced the attendance before the actual second game began, so there was like maybe 50 people in the stadium.
Yeah, right.
Which was a really cool thing to see. Like, you never see a stadium that empty because, like, seriously, how many people actually knew that they were starting that game early? Probably not that many.
Well, even if they were, it's not like you can really get out of work that early.
That is true. But we did allow the workers here on the Star Fantasy League show out of the office to go to the game, including Jason Gringer. You were there.
Great time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a great experience. Thank you again to 105.5 The Team in Rochester for allowing us to do that. To the Red Wings organization, we really appreciated the whole thing. But the highlight of the night, what do you guys think the highlight of the night was?
We got to watch you make a little ass of yourself.
Yep. That happened.
That's an understatement. A little ass of myself is definitely an understatement.
Okay,
I threw out the what you'd call the fifth pitch of the game.
You threw the ball into the ground.
Okay.
You threw it somewhere.
No, that's not true. If you watch the video, we're posting it on our Facebook page at Star Fantasy League Show. It's on our YouTube page, youtube.com/StarFantasy, SFL Show, I believe. I didn't throw it on the ground. I threw it in the air.
No, yeah, and then it landed before the dirt in front of the plate.
I don't want to hear it.
There's a dual bouncer.
You don't want to hear it. You're going to hear it because it was hilarious.
Okay.
It was the funniest thing in the world.
There was spinning involved. I was told not to use a bat given to me by Bill Lee. I was going to spin with the bat. It was going to be dizzy bat, and then I was going to throw it. The coordinator would not let me use the bat. What a jerk.
So then you spun anyways.
I spun anyways. I looked like a moron. I bowed afterwards. I fell down. It all
was
ended
great.
well.
It was like you were drunk, but you had nothing to drink.
It was like I was a drunk baby. Yeah, I was hepped up on adrenaline, and it went really well, I'll say that much. I got booed. There were some boos.
Well, I mean, how does it feel to be on stage in front of 4,000 people?
It was interesting. I got a little bit of stage. That's not true. I didn't get stage.
Did you black out?
Did you say I didn't have the stones at one point to do that?
I was just waiting. I was encouraging you the entire time.
I know you were.
We were disappointed you didn't go through with the left-handed pitch.
I was waiting for
after
that.
the spinning, I didn't have the wherewithal to, again, throw it lefty.
Well, you should have just
not
spun.
Yeah, you should have just done lefty right out.
That's boring. Nobody would have
It wouldn't have been boring if you were wearing a dress today.
That's actually really true. All right, we're going to continue talking about this the whole show because that's pretty much what we did yesterday. But we actually did get to interview the players. There was some seriousness going on. We got to talk to some players. My favorite thing of the day was talking to Chris Colabello from the Rochester Red Wings, also a member of the Minnesota Twins last couple seasons. And we have an interview with him we're going to play right now. This is Jonathan Sprung here with Chris Colabello of the Rochester Red Wings. I noticed, Chris, that you are a Boston guy. Grew up in Framingham, went to college in Massachusetts. How does it feel playing the Pawtucket Red Sox? Any feelings about the Red Sox in general?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a little extra motivation every time I play against a Red Sox affiliate. Honestly, I've, it was a thing, growing up, obviously, you're pretty in tune with what the Red Sox are doing, but I don't think I could ever call myself like a true Red Sox fan. I was more of a fan of the game than anything else, but obviously, you want to do well against your hometown team and be like, hey, I could be playing for you.
Yeah, exactly. You could have drafted me. See what you're missing by not putting me on your roster. That makes as long as you weren't going to say I'm a Yankees fan. That's why I'm not. We are both big diehard Red Sox fans, so that would be a little uncomfortable.
I'm just a baseball fan. I'm a purist.
I would say there's nothing wrong with that. We love the game as well. How does it feel being down in this atmosphere in Rochester? I know you've been at the big league level for the past couple of years. How does it feel being down in Rochester with guys that are hungry and trying to get up to the majors?
This place is awesome. It's first and foremost a testament to the organization, the front office. the people in Rochester for making it a great place to play. Secondly, the coaching staff here is awesome. Since my first day in Rochester, I've felt really comfortable playing here. It's like home, like a second home, I guess. Like I said, the coaching staff's awesome. The guys on the team are awesome, and it's a great environment to play in. There's a lot of really good guys here, a lot of gamers, guys that love the game, play for all the right reasons, and it certainly reminds you what the game's all about.
Yeah, what is the biggest difference between the clubhouse at the major league level and the minor league level? I mean, is there just something that stands out to you in difference, or is it just baseball?
I think, obviously in the big leagues there's a lot of scrutiny every day in terms of performance and things like that, and guys have a tendency to get caught up in their performance, thinking, oh man, well, when's the next guy coming up trying to take my job, or, whatever it might be. And unfortunately, that's a part of the game. But I think to be at your best, it's something you have to remove. You have to kind of, take out of the forefront of your mind. And, here, especially here, I think more than anywhere else I've ever played, it's a really, really cohesive group, a group of guys that cares a lot about each other. We don't worry too much about what other people think of us or what they say of us. And, we just do everything together. And I think that's, at any level, it's a formula recipe for success. You see the most successful teams every year, whether it's the big leagues, the minor leagues. They seem to be the teams that are the most united, that have the most fun together, that believe in each other. So, it's pretty awesome to be able to come to the park every day.
You said an important word, cohesion. Like if somebody's coming down for the majors, somebody's going up, it seems like it's hard to get that kind of cohesion. But if you have a group like you said here, that's much more important.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest point is that, whether you move a part here or there, or bring a guy up from AA, or send a guy up to the big leagues, or a guy comes down, whatever. The core group of guys here that was here last year has done a really good job of maintaining that, that same clubhouse environment. And, again, a testament to Gene and the coaching staff for letting that happen and allowing it to happen and helping it happen every day, which, is awesome. It makes it, like I said, a great place to want to come to work every day.
Well, it sounds like you're really enjoying your experience in Rochester. We hope to see you at the big league level, but obviously while you're here, we love having you as part of the Rochester Red Wings. Nice. So, Chris, thank you so much for being on the interview.
You got it. My pleasure.
That was our interview with Chris Colabello of the Rochester Red Wings. What a great guy.
Fantastic. I mean, you can really hear his experience coming out in his voice. Every response he gave us was genuine, and you don't usually get that from every player. Sometimes you get those cookie-cutter responses. He was very genuine, and he spoke from the heart. That was a great interview.
Yeah, it's nice to hear a player who has been at the major league level coming back down. Just very candid interview, just spoke his mind, which is what we want, what we hope for. That's all you can hope for.
It's not the easiest thing in the world to know that you have been in the majors and you're coming back down to the minors. Really, really good of him to have that kind of sense of awareness in his own game.
Yeah, he brought up a lot of good points too, especially about being the team aspect of things and having good unity. You see, like the Boston Red Sox last year with the Beards, they had that going on. Mm-hmm. You see that with the A's too. They have a great clubhouse. So.
Very important.
They're in a good spot right now.
You know what else is important? Let's use this as a transition to move on. It's really important to be accountable for your actions, whether it's baseball, whether it's fantasy baseball. So we're actually going to be accountable right now. We didn't have a show yesterday, but we still did do our plays of the day for Wednesday. So we have plays to talk about. Jason, how'd you do?
Did pretty well, actually. I had Josh Hamilton, who did not play. Game got rained out.
Yeah, it got rained out, yep.
Pitcher of the day was Felix Hernandez. He had 12 points. Matt Kemp was a value play, 9.5.
That's a big one.
Very nice value play. And I had the Astros. They scored 5 runs. Mediocre. Yeah. Not bad.
So Felix only really got outdone by 1 yesterday, right?
Yeah, a large one.
My pitcher was Andrew Kashner. Not a horrible performance from a fantasy standpoint. I was hoping for more. He had about 4.5 fantasy points. My play of the day was Carlos Gomez. He had 3.25. Again, another one you kind of want more out of. Value play was Alfonso Soriano. He had 1.75. McCann had the big night last night. He did really well. And then my stack was Milwaukee. They lost 4-3 with Wade Miley actually getting the start. He was supposed to start on Tuesday and got pushed back. Not what I was hoping for.
Miley. All right, I had Yasiel Puig as my play today, 6.5 points. C.J. Wilson got rained out. I said Kershaw, sort of. I didn't actually pull the trigger with him, of course, on the air. Lovely. He had 22. Van Slyke was my value play today, 3.25. And I had the Dodgers, 4 guys, Puig, Kemp, Gonzo, and Van Slyke combined for 26 points.
That's pretty solid.
Yeehaw.
That's pretty solid.
All right, let's get on to it. We got plays of the day, we have pitching tiers to talk about today. We only had 2 tiers since there are, I believe, 7 games to talk about. Tier 1's Kazmir, McHugh, Zimmerman, Hutchinson, Miller, Floyd, and Archer. Anybody we're interested in this category? Because we have to pick 3 guys out of 2 tiers. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Shelby Miller. I really like his matchup tomorrow.
Today.
He's kind of been, or today. Sorry, today. He hangs right around that 11,000 range, and I think that's a good price to take him today. I really want to take Colin McHugh, but he's on the road against Tampa, I believe.
Yeah, the guy I'm looking at this tier is Jordan Zimmerman for the Nationals.
Yep.
Current Braves are only hitting 220 off him. He's been pitching amazing his last 3 starts. He's got 2 complete games, 25 innings pitched out of a max 26, 10 hits, 2 walks, only 1 run, 21 strikeouts.
You keep saying all these words. All I'm hearing is against Atlanta.
Yep.
He's playing against Atlanta, and he's a right-handed pitcher, which means he's going to kill them.
I think he's a can't-miss play tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I have it listed down. Atlanta. He's actually been pretty strong. 3 out of his last 5 starts, I believe, have been really, really solid. So
that is what I said.
Yeah, really solid.
Listen
I had to reiterate it. I don't listen to you. I just put you on mute, and I don't hear you in my headphones.
Not pulling for your boy Kazmir, huh?
Against the Red Sox, I don't know. He's the highest pitching option tonight. I'd like to go a little lower. So.
Yeah, save a couple thousand. Another guy I want to talk about a little bit is Chris Archer has some pretty decent potential, and he had a really interesting outing against Houston last time around. But
I mean, he's solid at home. You know, if you look at his splits from home and away, he's like 2 or 3 points better at home. So could be a really good spot to take him. I don't know. I like it. I think it's a good one.
Yeah, I don't usually like taking pitchers if they're facing the same team they just did after the last start, because usually teams have like a lot of tape on there. They've got the experience of going up against them. It's fresh in their minds.
Except Clayton Kershaw, who just burned Colorado twice.
Very badly, yes.
Twice in a row.
Well, that wasn't back-to-back starts.
You literally back-to-back starts, you mean. Okay, that makes sense.
Literally back-to-back.
All right, we got to quickly talk about Tier 2. We have a minute to go. Quintana, Wheeler, Peavy, David Phelps, David Buchanan, Andrew Haney, and Johan Pino, the oldest Twins debut pitcher ever. He's 30.
Yeah.
30 years old. Rochester Red Wing right there.
I'm looking at Andrew Haney, actually, at
Yeah,
4,500
me
minimum
too.
guy. This year combined between AA and AAA is 7-2 with a 2.47 ERA, 79 strikeouts and 76 innings pitched. Going up against the Mets.
I saw that strikeout number. I saw the Mets. I saw 4,500, which is the minimum on StarFantasyLeagues.com, and my eyes lit up. I think you can get Andrew Haney and probably Zimmerman and another top pitcher in on Thursday. What the hell's today? I don't know.
I'm just kind of staying away from the second tier. I don't know. I think I might stay on the top tier tonight. We'll
You're spending all the money. I also wouldn't give a little bit of look to Zach Wheeler, averaging almost 9 points a game this season against Miami with 17 Ks in 2 games. Pretty good stats, right?
Solid.
All right, coming up after the break, I think we're going to spend a little bit more time talking about that game yesterday we were at with the Rochester Red Wings, Pawtucket Red Sox, and it's John's mailbag time. And you're listening to the Star Fantasy League show on 105.5 The Team.
The Star Fantasy League Show. Information is key to being a successful fantasy team owner, and the guys have all the updated info you need right now. Okay, fantasy sports fans.
There's a letter in your mailbox.
Time to dig into Donald's mailbag for your questions and comments.
Read the mail, read the mail, read the mail.
Jump in the game. Send your questions and comments to the Star Fantasy League's team by tweeting at SFL Show.
That is right. You just got to tweet us, SFL Show. We had some winners. They got to join us at the game. Watch me throw out the first pitch. Rochester Red Wings against the Pawtucket Red Sox. I'm sorry if you had to see that. It was a little embarrassing if you were watching, but for me it was fun.
Please don't apologize. That will bring us amusement for many weeks to come.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the video yet, if you didn't immediately pull over your car, take your smartphone out and watch the video on YouTube or on our Facebook page, Star Fantasy League Show, SFL Show on YouTube. You got to watch it. It's pretty funny.
Well, Billy went right after you, and he kind of showed you up. He went right from the mound.
I was actually told I was not allowed to go to the mound.
Well, you're not a Red Sox Hall of Famer, so.
I was actually, okay, I'll be honest. We had, Nick and I had the proposed bet in the studio on Tuesday. Yeah, it had to have been Tuesday, where if I threw it lefty and made it over the plate, I think it was over the plate was the original bet. You would have to wear a dress, but if I didn't get it over the plate, I would have to wear a dress.
And he wussed out.
Hold on. It has nothing to do with wussing out.
He wussed out.
Jason was there. I was throwing with my left hand, and he What percentage of pitches were actually strikes?
None of that matters. You didn't take the bet. You didn't go through with it. You backed out.
Yeah.
Would
you
like
doing pretty good, so I'm surprised you didn't take it.
None of it matters.
Didn't want to risk it.
You can say however you can talk about it all the time, how you did so well in practice, you did great in practice, but you didn't show up when it was game time, and that's on you.
I have a question, Nick. We talking about practice?
Yeah, talking about practice.
Just checking.
Yeah, Allen Iverson was saying how he performs in the game. You didn't perform in the game.
Well, the funniest part was I wouldn't actually be performing in the game because I'd be the pregame.
That's your game.
Well, it would have been funny because Billy's a lefty too.
Was he?
So
he would have thought I was mocking him.
Yes.
Let's be honest. Billy wasn't on the show Tuesday. Complications was something. We don't know what was going on. But what an interesting character.
Oh, he's a character for sure. Yeah, we got to meet him before the game, and that was an experience in itself. That's for sure. Great guy, but man, he is a free thinker.
He had like a T-shirt and sweatpants on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sneakers.
Wearing a Boston Bruins shirt, or I think he was wearing a Red Sox hat too.
He was in his own world, and it was just a spectacle to behold.
I mean, he was really nice to me because I went up to him. He had his homemade bat he uses, like homemade bat. It was so heavy. Actually, the players were grabbing it and saying how heavy it was too. So that's kind of saying something. But I asked him, I'm like, can I use your bat to do my dizzy bat thing? He's like, yeah, kid, that's really funny. I was like, cool. But, of course, the organization kiboshed that quickly.
I don't know what pitch he threw, but it was just
it was beautiful.
It was perfect. I think he pitched a complete game at 65. Who does that in an actual professional game?
Well, he still plays with his son
in his senior
league there.
Yeah.
So
we should have recruited him for the game tonight.
If he stuck around an extra day, you should have put him on the team.
We could have.
Billy, member of the Star Fantasy League's roster.
That would have been great.
All right, we got to get to Jonathan's mailbag. Enough of talking about ourselves. Just talk. We like talking about ourselves.
Yeah, it's fun.
Especially when it involves food. But we're not, I'm sorry. I went down a rabbit hole. I'm sorry.
We should have asked him. We should have asked Bill Lee, hey, what do you think of the food in Rochester?
Stop it.
Have you had a garbage plate?
All right, let's get into the mailbag. Keith asks, right, Spain was shockingly eliminated from the World Cup yesterday when they lost to Chile. What other surprises are in store for Brazil now that the defending champs are gone? In Brazil, not
that
for
the United
Brazil.
States of America is going to win the World Cup. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, USA.
It's going to happen.
You delusional people.
Listen, let me live in my fantasy world, okay? It's much happier.
Well, you know
here.
what? It is the Star Fantasy League show, so you're allowed to live in your own fantasy world.
Thank you. I appreciate
That's
that.
actually not true at all.
It's a happy place.
Well, yeah, this is the first time ever that a reigning champ has been knocked out in the first two games of group stage.
Congratulations, Spain.
And they had won the last three major team tournaments for
Yeah.
soccer.
It was two Euros in the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
Oops.
I'm really surprised there's not more shock and awe over this. I mean, I feel like people have just kind of moved on with their lives.
Well,
this is huge.
It's because we're in America.
I'm
wait
sure
a
in
second.
Europe,
Hold
on. No. And it's because Spain just had their coronation for their new king, so I don't really think they care all that much.
Yeah.
Okay, but everybody's been talking about, oh, man, soccer's really catching on in the U.S. People are really watching. This is a really big progression here for the U.S.
We only care about ourselves. Let's get real here.
All right, that I can live with.
So the question is, what's now in store for the U.S. that Spain's gone? It doesn't affect us at all. We probably wouldn't even play them anyways.
I don't think we would ever come across them.
Well, yeah. Altidor's out for the next game against Portugal. Portugal's got a ton of injuries as well. Ronaldo, their top player, might be out as well.
Ooh.
Pretty sure he is. Didn't they rule him out?
I don't think they
didn't
did
actually
yet.
rule him out?
No, he had a bag of ice on his knee after practice the other day. There's still a few days till the game starts.
Darn voodoo witch doctors.
Yeah. Should be an interesting game Sunday night.
I think it's going to be a great one. I think this is a real chance for the U.S. to step up and take one away. I really do. I think they could do it.
Yeah, we just need a tie and a tie.
We're going
or
for the
a win.
We're going for the dub.
Let's take the W.
I mean, if we win, we don't automatically win the group, obviously, because Germany scored 107 goals in the first game.
I think we win, we're in.
Well,
to the next stage.
No, it depends. If Ghana wins their next two games and they score more goals, the better goal differential.
So they need to beat Germany and Portugal.
Yes.
You really think that's going to happen?
It's a low probability.
Yeah. So what you're basically saying is win and we're in, right?
Basically.
Just agree.
Let's
it's
do
not
it.
that hard.
I'm just covering every scenario here.
Oh my God! What are you being like the statistician?
Yes.
No, we don't mean a statistician. You know what? Well, let's also get a meteorologist on the crew as well. You want to talk about some weather? Oh, we talk about weather every day on this show.
Don't worry, I got it covered for you.
Yeah, Nick's the only one that can see out the window right now in our office. I'm turned the wrong way. So.
Blue skies smiling at me and not John.
So depressing.
Got another surprise team for you though. Croatia has looked really good. They beat Cameroon 4-0. They almost beat Brazil. If they win their next game against Mexico, they could be a surprise dark horse team here.
Well, Mexico pulled a draw with Brazil. That's a good
Yeah, and Ochoa,
Show
their
for
goalie,
them.
became an internet sensation for how ridiculous he was playing.
Yes.
Yes.
He was the one goalie that actually made saves.
Yeah, we've been
looked
noticing. I don't know what the actual numbers are, but it seems like scoring is up tenfold compared to last World Cup.
Well, I'm just so used to hockey goaltending where it's very reactionary. They're very solid on their feet. They hold their position. These soccer goalies just flail all over the place. Like how they make saves, I don't even know.
Well, once the player is in position for a shot, it's almost always too late, to be honest. Like if a close up shot, it's usually too late.
Put me in, coach. I'd show him. I'll show him what's up.
No.
I could do it.
No.
You don't think I could?
No.
I see another challenge in the future then. Me
big
versus
enough.
Jonald, PKs.
Let's do it.
Let's
set
do
that
it.
up.
Let's do it. I was only a goalie for 11 years.
Penalty
All right,
kicks in the
fine.
office.
I'll show you what's up.
No, I almost broke my hand doing that. We're not doing that again.
Yeah, Seth stepped on his hand.
Yeah, Seth did step on my hand. Thanks a lot, Seth. Appreciate it.
Wow.
All right, we're moving on. No more talk about soccer and the traumatic experience I had last week. All right, Eric E. writes, despite playing in the NBA Finals, rumors are circulating around the possibility of Carmelo Anthony joining the Heat next season. Would this even be a smart idea if it came together? Nick, I know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What do you want me to say?
This is what a great idea.
No. Don't say it's a great idea. All I said was, if Carmelo Anthony joins this team, I really don't see how they don't make it back to the NBA Finals.
What does their roster, their starting lineup look like if Carmelo joins this team?
All four of them would be in the starting lineup. Or you could bring Dwayne Wade off the bench, which would be a much more favorable situation considering his knees are completely giving out on him.
So you're playing Carmelo starting at the 4.
Why not? He's
Bosh
a catch
at
and
the
shoot.
5?
Catch and shoot. That's all he needs to do. He needs to catch
sorry.
and shoot from the three-point line.
From a logistics standpoint, that team
5?
can't guard anybody like that. Like a team like Indiana would just pick them apart like that.
Why?
Because Carmelo Anthony can't guard anybody, never mind David West or any other big.
At the 4, so you on offense. So we're talking about on offense.
Yeah, but you can't-
You'd be on the 4.
Yeah, you can't hide him on defense at the 4.
Miami plays a totally different style of defense on when the ball comes back down, they pick their men. They know where their matchups are. I think they would be starting to push the pace and starting to score more if they had Carmelo Anthony. LeBron would be able to drive the lane and always know that he has somebody to kick the ball out to. Because now Chris Bosh is a three-point specialist, wherever the heck that came from.
That means his career
So now he
is-
has 2 guys to kick it out.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I think it might work.
Everybody's going to be behind the arc now in Miami.
Yeah.
Just let LeBron drive and dish.
Pretty
You know,
much.
you know what they should be worrying about instead of this whole Carmelo? How about you get a serviceable point guard?
Or how about you get a big man down low?
How about you get a serviceable point guard and a big man? Yeah, like even when Chris Anderson is opting out of his deal with a team that just won 2 titles, that's a problem. Like
Birdman. Birdman's flying away.
He's getting paid. He's opting out because he thinks he's going to get paid more elsewhere.
Listen, he is ready for bigger and better things. Okay,
He's going to get some more tattoos on his neck.
Yeah, that's why he needs a bigger contract. He needs to get more tattoos.
or he owes his tattoo artist already.
Yeah, I bet you
He's in debt.
his art might be worth probably a couple $100,000.
Maybe,
That's
yeah.
insane.
It could be. I don't know. I saw what Pat Riley had to say today about trying to maintain the big 3, keep everybody here. It was ridiculous. I mean, they're already a circus, sideshow, whatever you want to call them. Bringing Carmelo there, yeah, that would just make it even more of a sideshow. But as far as trying to retain these guys, say that you got to have the guts to stick together, where do you get off? I mean, seriously. LeBron James literally crushed an entire city for you so that he would come to Miami. You deserve double that, so get out of here. Yeah. I don't like that.
I think he's high on his fumes from his hair gel.
Could be, yes.
back.
Not a hair out of place, though.
How dare you insult Pat Riley? That just makes me sad.
Well, he deserves it for saying something like that.
Stupid.
All right, well, we'll see what happens when they all. I mean, Dwayne Wade is 100% opting in because he is not getting more than $20 million on the open market right now. Not even close.
Not with the injuries.
Even if
and
one
all
of them
that.
opts in, it pretty much the rest of them are going to opt in.
You think so?
Wait, so you think if Chris Bosh opted in, then the other 2 would automatically opt in?
No, I think it's
I don't
LeBron
think
or
so.
nothing.
I don't think
Because
so,
Wade,
yeah.
honestly, that's why I think Wade is not really a factor in this.
It all hinges on the king. It really does.
Yep.
If LeBron stays, then everybody else is going to stay because he attracts the championship. That's what it is.
I saw if he opts out, he can still get more money. He can get $33 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And he
All right.
deserves it.
We got to get to one more question really quick because this report is a couple days old already. Dylan M. writes, according to reports, Ray Rice could be suspended anywhere from 4 to 6 games for his off-season marital troubles. Is it about time that Roger Goodell cracked down on unacceptable off-the-field behavior? Because they were always cracking down on these like drug-related things, but then there's like something like this where it's like battery or beating up your wife, and they don't suspend them for games.
You know, we've talked about this on the show before about how the NBA did a really good job of cleaning up the off-court activities. David Stern was great in orchestrating that movement. And yeah, I really do. I think it's time for the NFL to take a page out of their book. I mean, we're talking about two of the biggest leagues in the United States, or the two biggest leagues in the United States and two of the biggest in the world. They really need to figure it out because these guys, whether they like it or not, they're role models, and they can't be doing this kind of stuff. You can't be caught on video beating your wife. That's regardless of who you are.
And then marrying her the next day. That sets a great precedent.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. But
well, from a fantasy perspective, you know who the new offensive coordinator is in Baltimore? Gary Kubiak. He's a running backs guy.
Bernard Pierce, yeah.
Could be moving up your draft boards if Ray Rice is out 4 to 6 weeks or longer.
Well, and the other thing was Ray Rice did not have a good season last year.
No.
He was very off. You know, he looked like he had lost some of the wheels. He looked like he was playing hurt.
I believe he was a bust. Some would say he was a bust.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you pick
he
him
was a
seventh,
bust on my
you pick him
fantasy.
7th overall, you're a bust.
Yeah.
Huge. You're C.J. Spiller territory. Ooh, did I hit a vein? Sorry.
I didn't take C.J. Spiller.
No, a lot of people did. 4th,
me.
3rd, terrible.
Not me.
All right, coming after the break, we are talking Friday Major League Baseball, and you're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show on 105.5 The Team.
Play fantasy sports for cash prizes. Join the top daily and weekly fantasy leagues in the country at starfantasyleagues.com. Now, back to the Star Fantasy League Show with Jonathan, Zach, and Nick. Only on The Team.
No. I mean, come on. Jason was part of our media team at the Rochester Red Wings game yesterday, and you still don't know his name.
Been here all week long.
Have you been feeding him?
Well, no, I think that's the problem. You shouldn't be feeding him.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because then he respects you.
Yeah, you're not allowed to feed him after. It's like a gremlin. It's like the right Gremlins, the one you can't feed after a certain hour.
Never watched it.
Gremlins.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
I watched it like.
So Cage Guy's a gremlin?
Sure. Well, he acts like a gremlin. I don't know. You ask me these things. I don't actually know the answers. I just talk. Haven't you realized this? I talk and I don't have real answers.
Okay.
Although I shouldn't really say that before we talk about.
I was going to say we're going to hang on to that one for a little bit.
Well,
Jonathan likes to talk and not really make any sense. I like it.
I was saying, the problem is when we're talking about the Star Fantasy League show and the fact that we do talk about fantasy sports and whether we're experts, we should probably say, yes, listen to all that we have to say because we actually have been doing fairly well.
Well, I guess you can speak for yourself there.
Thank you so much, Jason. Guess we'll be back tomorrow. Not Jason Gringer. See you later. Actually, that might be true. I think Zach will return tomorrow.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No?
He's going to be back from where he was, but he said he's got a lot of stuff for the Bourbon Bash.
Oh, my God. So he's
weekend.
holding a bash, and he apparently doesn't want to do a radio show to do the bash instead.
Well, it is a very important cause. Let's also remember that. It's to support cancer research. That's important.
That is very important. I agree wholeheartedly.
And it's going to be fun.
But he could come on the show tomorrow and talk about supporting cancer research. How about that?
He's got a lot of errands.
That would include a lot of extra work that we put in every single day, and I could understand why he would not want to do that.
That is true. The staff of this show does put in a lot of grunt work, getting these numbers, crunching the numbers, and just figuring it all, because there are a lot of stats. That's especially what I want to talk about, because on Friday, 14 games to talk about, starfantasyleagues.com. I saw a lot of bad pitchers and a lot of offenses I want to stack, but how do you figure out the best teams to stack when there are so many good matchups?
I think you start with the offense.
I saw a lot of good pitchers, actually.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I saw a lot of bad pitchers, yeah, but there are also a lot of good. Yeah. So, like, I see 6 or 7 teams I want to stack, but I can't. There's only 9 players.
Well, can we start out with the one true game?
Well, I think there are 2 true games.
I think there is a dream matchup.
Our favorite matchup of the day, the White Sox and the Twins.
No Lasco.
Yeah, I'm looking at the White Sox.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
So you're not looking at either. Just say the game. It's okay. You can say you're looking at the game. These two guys have a combined 11 ERA.
Yeah, no, I'm really not looking at both teams though, because Minnesota's offense is decrepit.
I don't. No, I mean they're middling.
I don't. If you look at their individual numbers, I don't think anybody stands out
nobody
enough.
Stands out,
so I really, and with such a large slate with 14 games, you really need them to stand out. And the White Sox, their weighted on base average numbers are soaring. So I would definitely pick the White Sox against Nolasco. I think you can find some really big bats in that one too.
Yeah, speaking of big bats, Jose Abreu.
Oh yeah,
is the third fastest guy to 20 home runs.
Third youngest.
Third fastest as well. Third fastest at 20 home runs behind Mark McGwire and Wally Berger in 1930. Wow. But he's also the third first-year player ever with 20 home runs and 50 RBI by the All-Star break, behind Albert Pujols and Wally Joyner.
So, yeah, he's having a fantastic season. Somebody that we should have really had on our radar for a long time here. But his price has finally creeped over.
We've mentioned him a few times, but usually when I mention him, it's price tag. His price tag's getting up there.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. He was injured for a few weeks as well, and he still put up those numbers. So
yeah, that makes the feat even more incredible in my eyes.
Yeah, he finally crept over 10,000. So he's up with the elite crew, if you will.
This is true.
Yeah, if you're looking for some cheaper guys, Alejandro De Aza, even Adam Dunn, Connor Gillespie are a few guys that are around 6,000-7,000, which could do just fine.
What about your boy Tyler Flowers?
No.
You like Tyler Flowers. Now you don't like him anymore?
He's really dropped off.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
I would say I don't think we've mentioned him on this show in probably about a month, which actually makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
All right. I thought you guys were going to talk about a different game as your play of the day, or as your game to go to for the day. There's an over-under of 10.5, which is quite ridiculous. It is Colorado. What a surprise at home against Milwaukee, a team that's been just crushing the ball of late. That Arizona series, what did they score? Like 20-something runs?
Yeah, I mean, I was actually leaning a little more towards Milwaukee in this one, just because it looks like the Rockies are supposed to start getting some guys back in their lineup. Kadire, Arenado, and Carlos Gonzalez. They're kind of slated to come back in the lineup in the next couple of days. So I'm still waiting on that. I still want to see where that comes, or when that comes about. So if in this game you have Christian Bergman on the mound for Colorado. Really young. This is his third start this season, and I think that you can really take advantage of that because Milwaukee is actually surging. So
yeah, and Colorado's offense wasn't too good last night.
Nope. No, they were not.
They had how many? Do you know how many hits they had?
I mean, 0.
How would you feel if you were Hanley? Hanley Ramirez making the only error to kill the perfect game.
Yeah, I wonder how many perfect games have been ruined by just one error.
That would be
instead of like a walk or like a hit batter or something like that,
or an umpire. Jim Joyce.
Yeah, let's not talk about that ever again. That was the most depressing thing
that was
ever.
Brutal.
It was a little sad.
That was.
But honestly, I'm still looking at both sides of this matchup. You're going to have to spend some money to get those Colorado players in your lineup. But the most glaring number that I'm seeing is Dickerson's weighted on base average is all the way up to 446. And his salary hasn't gone up that much. He's
just
still
overall,
around,
his overall weighted?
Yeah, no, against righties.
Oh, okay.
It's just a disgusting number, especially in Colorado. I mean, he's a guy you could save a lot of money on as opposed to putting in too low, and I think that's the smartest play. But
trying to earn a spot in the rotation there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, because those guys are going to come back. There's going to be a crowded lineup, so he's earning his spot.
The problem is there's no DH to talk about either. So
that's true.
This was an AL team. That's why the Red Sox, they have a huge issue with all of their outfielders. But hey, there's a DH to hide somebody in.
Very true.
Well, that's David Ortiz.
I guess that is true. He hasn't played first base in 7 years. Although he plays interleague first base, which is hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
All right, we got any more stacks? I'm pretty sure there's two games and then some little there and there.
I've got one more really good one. I have the Angels tomorrow. They're third versus left-handed pitchers in weighted on-base average, so I'm going to stack against Joe Saunders of Texas. And Josh Hamilton for a lefty, his weighted on-base average against left-handed pitchers right now is over 500. It's a smaller sample size, okay, I get that. But still, when it's that lofty, really good. So I like Hamilton and Trout, and then you can throw some value in there with Iannetta and Colin Cowgill.
You love Colin Cowgill. He's been your value play a couple times.
Good guy.
Ring that cowbell.
I love him.
Cowgill.
Very nice man.
All right, Jason, since does anybody have any other stacks in the offense you want to talk before we move on?
One matchup I was going to talk about is San Francisco against Arizona. Two guys in this matchup I really like. Start out with San Francisco. Buster Posey against Josh Colmenter. He's killed him. A couple home runs, a double. And he's hit in 9 of his last 10 games. He's got a home run, 6 RBI in his last 4 games. And on the other side of the ball, Paul Goldschmidt going up against Tim Lincecum. This is a dream batter versus pitcher matchup.
Dream.
In
Zach would hate you even bringing this up.
Yes, but in 26 plate appearances, he's hit 7 home runs against him in two games already this year. And Goldschmidt's been on a little bit of tear. He's hitting 9 of his last 10, 3 home runs. So
yep, he wants to be considered for that. I think he's actually leading the first base voting for the All-Star game as well, which he clearly deserves.
Not a surprise.
Yeah, not a surprise. I think he actually just came back and passed somebody for it. I think it was probably Gonzalez, I assume.
Adrian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I assume. Yeah. I got to give an honorable mention real quick. The Washington Nationals. I actually like their offense a lot. Rendon's, he's coming on. He's had 2 monster games in a row, over 10 fantasy points on StarFantasyLeagues.com. His price is around the 9,000 mark. He's just been absolutely killing on offense, going up against Mike Minor, who is not good against righties this season. Low ground ball pitcher, 1.53 home runs per 9. I think he could continue that streak.
Yeah, Rendon really took advantage of that Ryan Zimmerman injury, and he really earned his spot because, man, he came on hard, and he is not going away.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. He actually took third base away from Ryan Zimmerman.
He really did, yeah.
Because Zimmerman's now playing in the outfield.
Yep.
Yeah, I like a couple guys, Worth, LaRoche. Just take a look at who's going to play. Probably 2 through 5, 2 through 6. That's one of those weird out of the box ones. Although they are 6 against lefties, so it's not that too far out of the box. But we got to move on to pitchers. There are a lot of games, so we're looking at 28 different pitchers. We got to wade through the crap and figure out the best pitchers for the money.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys to go off of what you said. There's a couple of guys that their price tag is just a little bit too high for tomorrow. The first guy that I was looking at is Jesse Chavez for Oakland. Mm-hmm. The Red Sox are 22nd against right-handed pitchers, so he could definitely make value tomorrow, and he's only at $13,600. I think that's a really good price to take him, and I think Oakland could probably run away with this first matchup because our boy Felix is back. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Here's my question. What's going on here?
What,
with the
with
Red
Boston?
Sox? When was the last time we scored over 2 runs? It's been like 5 games.
It's not good. Not good
bad.
at all. I'm not really sure. We saw some bats down in the minors that maybe they need to get called up. They really do. Mookie Betts last night was fantastic. Let's call him up. Give him a shot.
Yeah, you know what? If Nick's running the team, let's just call the whole roster.
I'm serious. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting out of hand. Brock Holt has made an amazing name for himself. He's been hitting over 300 all season long. Dustin Pedroia is not the same. Mike Napoli, him and Ortiz did well last night in the 10th, but where were they the rest of the game? The heart of their order is gone with Ellsbury not leading off. Yep. They don't have a lot in front to ward off so that the guys in the middle of the order can actually hit. I don't know. There's a lot going on. There's a lot wrong.
And they just cut the cord on Grady Sizemore.
Yep.
So he's
depressing.
Well,
womp womp womp.
He had an okay start, and it didn't work out. It was worth a shot.
We went off on a Red Sox tangent, which kind of happens with Nick and I.
Sorry.
Being Red Sox fans. No, it's fine. We're allowed to do that whenever we want. It's our show. Dubron, don't get me started. We really can't talk about him at all. No. Who else do we like? I like Chavez as well. I think he's probably one of the better starts at pitcher.
And I'll save my play of the day for the last segment, but I really like David Price going up against Houston. I did say I don't like pitching guys on back-to-back starts. He just faced in their last start, but he's been killing it his last 3 starts. He's had double-digit strikeouts in all 3 starts, 31 total. Current Astros are only hitting 200 against him. Last time he faced them, he went 8 innings and had 10 strikeouts. He did allow 3 runs, but there's on 2 home runs. So.
I'm nervous with that price tag. He's over $17,000.
He's almost right at 17, just about. But another guy that might be under the radar tomorrow is Henderson Alvarez against the Mets.
Wow,
He's faced them twice this year. He had a complete game shutout against them. He's thrown 15 innings, only allowed 2 runs, 11 strikeouts. His last 5 starts, he's only allowed 3 runs total. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stats out there. Even Dan Herron had 10 fantasy points against San Diego. That's one of those matchups we keep looking at. San Diego, not good, especially in San Diego.
I got to be honest, though, in that same game, that Miami-New York game, my eye was drawn to Daisuke again. He's 3-0. I don't understand it, but he's under 5,000, and Miami strikes out a heck of a lot against right-handed pitchers.
Let's go to the walk rate. What's it up to?
Okay.
I think it's almost at 6.
But at 5,000?
No, I understand.
5,000?
Honestly, I'm probably going to go a little bit high-low, maybe let it flat. I don't know.
If he brings back the gyro ball, I'll go for it.
You'll hear it tomorrow. I'll be breaking down my lineup on Friday's show. But we got to give our plays of the day, value play of the day, stacks of the day. It's all coming up after the break. And you're listening to the Star Fantasy Show on 105.5 The Team.
You're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show. Contact the StarFantasyLeagues.com guys via Twitter at SFL Show.
Welcome back. No, are we done with singing now on the show?
No, I sing because
Okay.
I have a good voice.
You have
Because I sound like an angel.
You have a silky smooth voice.
Oh,
Nick.
thank you. Don't ever say that again.
Yeah, I know.
That was weird.
It got a little weird in here. I'm not gonna lie.
Jason, I'm going to have to ask you to scoot forward and create the barrier here.
He's already sitting between us. It's not possible to get more between us.
I'm feeling uncomfortable.
All right, you know what? Let's feel more uncomfortable. Give us your plays because that's gonna make me feel uncomfortable.
All right, my batter of the day, I'm going to start it off with our boy, Jose Abreu. We talked about him earlier in the show. He's just doing really well. He's crushing the ball, and he's always has that potential to hit a home run every time he comes up to the plate. Pitcher of the day is Jesse Chavez. I said it before. I love his matchup against Boston. They are not doing well, and it doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon.
Nope.
Value play of the day will be Kyle Blanks, your big boy Blanks from Oakland. If he plays, he's at 4,300. Great numbers, and I'm going to stack Oakland. I'm actually going to stack Oakland. I'm stealing all of your Oakland A's.
Look at that.
Nice.
Jason's going to have to just pull an audible for Friday.
Love it.
We are talking Friday's plays of the day, not Thursday if you're a little confused because we forgot to say the word Friday.
Friday. I don't know the song.
Yeah, thank you. That was not the tune. That had nothing to do with the actual Friday, but good effort. You did well.
Thank you.
Sort of, no.
right.
Go ahead, Jason.
My pitcher and batter of the day for Friday are both from the same team, Seattle Mariners. Batter, I'm going with Robinson Cano up against James Shields. He's had 85 plate appearances against him and hitting 400, 4 homers, 8 doubles, 2 triples.
Yeah, that's a lot of plate appearances.
Yeah, he's been hitting for great average this season, but seems to finally be getting his power stroke going. He's got 2 homers in his last 8 games. Pitcher of the day is Hisashi Iwakuma.
You did it. Look at that.
Really?
I did it. I lived in Japan, so I can pronounce Japanese names pretty well.
I'm kind of surprised you took them.
Did you really? No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Did you really?
Yeah,
I
lived
didn't
in
know
Tokyo.
that.
I'm kind of surprised you took him considering Kansas City's on such a hot streak
I was
right
going to
now.
mention that.
Yeah.
They're a 10-game winning streak. We haven't talked about that, but I think they're due for a loss.
Okay.
He faced them May 8th. He threw 8 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts. In his last 3 starts, he's been really good. 23 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts, only 4 runs. So I think he might get the win there. Value play of the day is going to be Carlos Beltran from the Yankees going up against Ubaldo Jimenez in New York.
Ooh,
Short
Baldo.
porch.
Ooh, it's more like oof, Baldo.
Yep. I'm taking the White Sox for stack.
That makes sense. All right, I am going a little out of the box. I'm going to go with Anthony Rendon for my hitter of the day. The guy's been on absolute fire, 10 fantasy points back-to-back games. Only 1 home run, though. So that means he's hitting more than just for power, which is really solid.
In the zone.
Yeah, he is in the zone, and when you kind of get in the zone like that, especially with the matchup he has on Friday, I think he can continue. Mike Minor bat against righties. I'm going to go with Dan Herron for my pitcher of the day. I think using what he just had against San Diego, I believe it was a couple weeks ago, had 10 fantasy points. I think he can do it again. It's a team that strikes out at a high clip. Let's go with J.D. Martinez for my value play of the day in the outfield for Zach's Detroit Tigers. Again, I think there are a lot of bad pitchers going, and I like it. I like Zach McAllister, not good, almost a 6 ERA. Not pretty. And then I'm going with the Brewers, Brew Crew.
All right.
I think, how many times in a row have I picked the Brewers as my stack of the day?
You can pretty much pick them most days.
They're
Because their big bats are always producing. They're very consistent.
Yeah, I'll give an honorable mention to Jonathan Lucroy, who I have written down as my play of the day, but I realize Rendon has just been, I convinced myself as I was talking. He's been too hot.
Yes, convince yourself.
Oh, you want me to fail?
Yeah, dude, come on. That means I'm successful.
negative?
He's got a one-game winning streak.
We didn't even mention that I won.
I'm calling it a winning streak.
Oh, good. We did admit that it was only a 1-game win streak because you did not get last night. We were at the game. I did not set a lineup because I didn't research.
You would have taken it if it was your position.
I would not have. You know what I would take, though? Tons of free value at StarFantasyLeagues.com. Tweet us at SFL Show. You get $5 free in your account. Or you can just play in our thousands of dollars worth of guaranteed prize pools every single day. We got $50 free rolls Tuesday and Thursday for Major League Baseball. There's new sports coming up.
Get in on the action.
I'm very excited. It's almost football time.
It's the best time to do it.
It is true. And if you're a certain Hawaiian who says, I'm not going to do that, you're terrible.
That's
just terrible.
That's just not nice.
Just terrible. Take it easy, guys.